Oh no! I was kind of feeling like a little weird today. Then I realized it. Full moon. It's a full moon. Conspiracy. Tremendous. You know, it was like a little weird when I was like up there and stuff. It's like I kept like for the first like hour and a half, I kept dropping shit. It was just like absurd. Like the first like especially like around like after I started getting ready to like do stuff around, you know, at the workplace and stuff. I just ended up like just start dropping a bunch of shit. Like I somehow, I don't know how, just like caused like these big like tub thing, you know, just like big plastic tubs that, you know, we can like, I think we usually fill it up with chips whenever we're making chips and stuff, because the little box of those chips fit in those big tubs once they're all fried up. And like I was putting all those away after washing them, and then they all just came all toppling down on my face. That was fun. I had to rewash them all again because they're all on the floor, and I was like, really? I was just like, seriously, this is how we're gonna start with like cleaning? Shit just flopping all over the place and dumping on the ground and just dropping. Stop, drop, and roll, stop, drop, and roll. Ugh. Gotta grind some weed, gonna grind it away, straight down towards oblivion.
Good cover, partner.
Cause that be a good cover. Be a good cover. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Okay. Got it grinding all the way. Are we on like a 40s radio station?
That's Bush.
Oh. It just sounds like there's an old timey song on there, and I'm just like, this is this like an old station playing oldies? No, it wasn't. For a sec, I thought it was just old music playing. I'm like, ooh. Because if so, we could probably just have it turned up. Because I think like after, I know after a certain point, like certain things that are copyrighted become just public domain. Because I know after a certain point, there's films where and songs where it just is public and like classical, like of classical music. I mean, it's kind of hard for Mozart to claim the copyright on that, but it's public domain at this point because pretty much every orchestra has probably played some Mozart, you know, and everyone's heard of it at this point. Though in a lot of ways, I feel like it should probably be a lot more fair used, at least more public for the domain. The OMC Oregon was very close to passing a carbon cap and trade. Oh, really? Damn. Wish we kind of did. That would be pretty legit. I got like a weird thing going on over here. What the fuck? Do I? Is there something going on over here? No, I guess it's just the hair getting a little long right there. When I initially shaved, I kind of made a just like ever so slight, like one layer too high, and now I have like this one thin layer right here. Literally by like a single layer. Did you hear about a complete fail by Republicans? No. I'm not too sure what happened with that today. I was on Twitter, but I kind of cleared away from some politics, but not all of it. So, depending on what you might be talking about, I probably haven't seen it. Though, to be fair, I might have, so I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. They negotiated away vaccine bill and the gun control bill. What, huh? What, wait. To allow education funding bill and others to pass. They negotiated away the vaccine bill, which is probably important, and a gun control measure bill to allow education funding bill and others to pass. Because throwing money at education, the whole broad, you know, system in itself, to, like, putting more money to fund it solves everything for it. Totally. Pretty sure we... Okay, so I didn't hear about... They literally use public health as leverage over a business tax. They completely lacked any strategy. It's evidently, I didn't hear about this specifically, but it kind of played in a little bit of a part to it, more indirectly, I guess. But I just made like this decree on like Twitter. I made like a decree. It's like, the one issue I'm authoritarian with is vaxxers, anti-vaxxers, and like now it's just pretty. I mean, this rundown of it was like, if you're a parent who is actively not vaccinating your child, and actively working against public safety to have your child vaccinated, simply just have that child taken and you never get to see him again. Just like, because you are too much of a threat to your own fucking kid. So, nah. You just don't simply get to wander around and have your fifis be like how you dictate how your child's health, you know, ends up being. Nah. That's not how reality flies, bitch. Like, a child's health matters way more than your stupid personal feelings on how vaccines cause autism or something. So I have literally no sympathy for anti-vaxxers, so that is just the one issue I'm pretty authoritarian about. But, like, because that's so important. Like, the public safety is, like, the number one thing that should be accounted for. Like, the public health, just in general. Just your nation's own well-being, just their own health. Like, that's why healthcare and, like, anti-vaccinations, those two are, like, some of my more passionate issues. Because, like, a lot of that helps bring up your own country's people's well-being. just across the board. And it's just a little ridiculous if you're kind of just throwing one of those key things away, like, oh, we don't really need mandatory vaccinations because, well, we already eradicated those diseases. We don't really need these anymore. It's dumb. That's just so stupid. There is no strategy today. I mean, you're pretty right on that one. The control bill wasn't likely to pass anyway because it was badly written. As with any, gun control legislation, honestly, it's all poorly written for the most part. Every now and then you get some pretty decently written policies, and even then, they still get blocked. Not always, but, I mean, it happens. Way more frequently than it doesn't. Washington passed some really good ones in 2016. Well, the NRA doesn't have a lot of influence in Washington. Or Oregon. Though, elsewhere in the country? Yeah. If you go, to Texas, I guarantee you, NRA money is, their number $1 dollar. Probably. I wouldn't be surprised if, NRA subsidizes, some checks out to people. I mean, they do, politicians and lobbyists and stuff, but, I mean, just to average Joe people there, just because, they're so big. I mean, probably not, but I wouldn't put it past me. I wouldn't put it past them to just be like, here, money. Even if it's $5 or something, like a gift card. I bet that's what they do. They just give out $5 Walmart gift cards. They won't notice the difference. Yeah, but there's when it comes to just overall with federal gun control measures, those definitely don't get passed at all. That's a definite given. Because a lot of these states, there's a lot of different states around the country that definitely pass some fairly decent, or at least, just some form of gun control. Sometimes I don't always agree with it, because I'm a little bit more of a middle ground approach with it, but because I'm not in favor of banning firearms. But, I get and understand as to why someone may hold that position, though, but still don't agree with it. Oh shit. Need to unclog this. Get her unclogged. Get this bitch unclogged. It's fine. I don't know if you were on earlier. I was streaming earlier for a little bit. I had a new guy come in, pop up. I'm pretty sure it was either Ninja or 90. And then some words I couldn't understand, but
thank you, partner.
From what I get, I think he's in the Vancouver, British Columbia area in Canada. So, it's pretty legit. So, we got a new guy coming in. Oh my god, is Weird Al making another album? Is that what I just heard?
I'm not sure.
I also heard William Shatner might... If that's true, and I was hearing those other names, like William Shatner, and I've heard a few others in Joan Jett, oh my god, that would be awesome. Because William Shatner does have music. He actually has done songs in his own albums before. Oh man, I gotta listen to those, honestly. They're kind of awesome. Oh, here's my tea. I was like, where's my tea? It's just right in my face. Right behind y'all. Man, I'm like... I really just got like this very tiny southern hint drawl in me. I just noticed this. I just like have this natural like minor southern drawl, just because I say y'all instead of like you all or all of you or whatever. I simply just put y'all, and I know that's a major thing. I got that from my mom for sure. But see, she says y'all. She says it like with a hard twang too, like y'all. I just do y'all. I do the Western version of the Southern accent, I guess. I mean, it's kind of there now. See, I can do a pretty nice, decent accent from down there south, y'all, you know what I'm saying, yeah? I can make it pretty good and get that good twang going, you know what I'm saying? Gotta make sure you can't really understand everything. Gotta get a little bit that, you know, tingling, you know, gotta get a little bit that going on, you gotta get a little bit that going on of your little twang there, you know what I'm saying? I mean, there's different types of accents. There's different types of Southern accents. This is just one of them. This is just one type. I mean, there's multiple types, but you get one type. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's the Louisiana Southern accent. There's the Texan accent. And that's where a lot of my, like, Southern drawl comes from, is that. And there's, like, the Appalachian accent, which is kind of a, you know, which is more of a just, not specifically just the South, but, you know, it's kind of, a lot of it's in that region, like the Virginias and stuff. I know there's more accents out there for sure, Southern accent-wise. I mean, like, on the broad aspect, they all just kind of blend in together, but there's definitely some key differences between all these Southern accents. Because there's definitely multiple accents, for sure. You go to one part of the South, you're going to get slightly different accents compared to another part of the South. Let me just tell you something. You go to like Texas, especially in there in Dallas-Fort Worth area, especially in the rural country, you're going to get a lot of nice thickness like this, you know, if you're drawl. You're going to get a lot of thick drawl like this when you go out in the rural part of Texas, you know what I'm saying, especially that Dallas-Fort Worth area. Yeah, especially go a little longer down south, near in between that Houston region there. In between that Dallas-Fort Worth, Houston region, all the rural country. Yeah, you're going to get a lot of thick accent. I mean, it's actually it's a little freaky how I can kind of do it so naturally. I mean, I don't do it, like, just on a whim, but I can do it on a whim. Like, I mean, a better way to say is I can do it, like, anytime I want, but, because I have it, but I just don't do it naturally. Like, it kind of comes out. That's what happens. Like, after a certain point, depending on, like, who I'm talking with. Like, if I'm talking to someone who has a Southern drawl, I am probably going to use my own Southern drawl, too. Like, that's mainly what I've noticed. Because when I was out in Texas, I started getting a drawl really quick. Now it's just like, uh-oh. I was like, oh, no. My drawl that I can bring out is naturally being it. It's like, oh. I'm getting the draw, y'all. I'm getting that good old draw, you know what I'm saying, yeah. I mean, and even then, I don't even have, like, a full-on sort of draw either, because I'm born and raised here in Oregon and stuff, so I got just that Pacific Northwest accent, which, is, I can't really tell you how specifically different it is between other more standardized English accents, because to me it doesn't really like sound any different besides just besides like the tone, really. It's most like, because a lot of how accent goes is via like tone and stuff, like how you're just presenting yourself. Like, you can be very monotone and just talk like this all the time, and and not really accenting anything, and be very bland. Or you can have a lot of emotion, talking with yourself, and you can go up and down on your tones and accent and emphasize certain things and stuff like that, So, like I noticed, like, up here, it varies. It's more on just, like, what people emphasize on, like, what words or what, like, certain, just, oh God, what's it called? Why am I blanking on this? Oh my god, I am blanking on it. Why am I blanking on this? Like, it's not continents. It's, what's it called? Fuck. Why am I blanking on this, like, basic, like, linguistic term? What the fuck? I'm actually, like, tripping on this right now, dude. It's, what the fuck? It's like, because, I mean, I guess I could try to explain what it is. It's like when you, it's like, phrasing of words, like, so, like, how many syllables, I think. Syllables. I'm pretty sure. Syllables. Like, for example, for pronunciation. Pronunciation. You know, or pronunciation. Like, how many, like, syllables, I guess. I think, I don't fucking know, dude. Why am I blanking on this term? God damn, what the hell? The one time, like, I don't remember it is the one time I want to remember it. Great job, brain. Great job. But I think it's syllables? I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's that. How many syllables are, like, you know, in a word? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's syllables. It's syllables. I'm just gonna go with that. Fuck you. But, like, I don't even know what I was trying to say earlier. Whatever. It's gone now. There's a fake meteorologist online trying to discredit NASA. Hilarity is ensuing. I can imagine. You're trying to discredit a space agency that solely works on trying to understand space and the fucking cosmos and learn how we can, like, go explore that. Like, are you kidding me? Are you, like, really? Seriously? That's just dumb. That's just why. It's like, let me try to, like, find an absurd analogy to use. It's like a caveman with a stick goes up to one of the World Trade Centers before they fell or whatever and trying to bring it down himself. It's just never gonna happen. Like, a singular caveman trying to bring down, like, a World Trade Center. Like, that will literally never happen. Never. Like, that's just not gonna happen, bro. Like, dude, why? Why would someone do that? No one claimed to are very bright. I mean, I guess, yeah. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it helps their cause to discredit anything that uses actual facts. I mean, to be fair, we are in a more post-truth world. We're in a world where there's, like, more information than ever before that's available at fingertips, but at the same time, there's more disinformation available at our fingertips as well. So it's like, oh my god. Like, because it's very easy for especially very, very vocal news to try to spread disinformation and stuff like flat eartherism or whatever the fuck, to try to be like, NASA is wrong. Even though it's like, even though if you literally use basic scientific method, you will find out that, like, the basic laws of reality, which is, like, the basic premises of, like, how NASA is structured and works, it makes no sense. I mean, at least with enough basic critical thinking skills, you'll be able to realize it. But unfortunately, with a poor education system, there's a lot of people that just think that because something science is not correct on something, let's try to discredit NASA because of that something flat earth, or something this isn't real because, like, something. It's like, no. It's just like, no. Like, if they were able to, with their own, using science with their own data, like collect their own data and research that enforces their own argument, then I'd be more than welcome to look at what they're talking about and look at their criticisms with their own data and stuff, and be like, all right, well, let's see what like every other peer review about this says and everything. They go out our technologies, but then completely disregard how science got us here. That's the funny thing about it. That's the funny thing that I love about this, is that these same guys that try to discredit like a lot of like what NASA does by using the same technology that probably wouldn't have been here at the time that we have it now without NASA. It's just like, are you kidding me? Like, can we try to break this down for a sec? Let's. Because, first of all, I mean, we, after World War II, the United States and the Soviet Union as well, both acquired German scientists and Italian scientists for all sorts of different fields. And one major field that we had special interest in, which the Reich at the time did, and including the Soviet Union as well, and pretty much every modern world superpower at the time, was rocket science, and also nuclear science, was both of those. And Germany at the time was kind of starting to be the number one leader in that type of thing, or at least the leader in the sense of the advancement of that type of technology until the end of the war, when they couldn't research it anymore, considering, war. So, I mean, we all know what happened with that. But after the war, we acquired a lot of German scientists, one most notably Werner von Braun, and also there's Oppenheimer, but I don't think he was German. I think he was an American citizen, if I remember correctly, but I'm not too sure, like I said. But there was him and many other different German scientists that came over to the U.S. or were captured by them, one or the other, and started working for the American government at the time. And shortly after that, they're like, well, we should actually have an agency to focus on all this research, so NASA was formed. So with that, the Soviets also were like, well, let's have our own space program, because we also have our own scientists and our own researchers as well. That we have that with scientists have fled or been captured by the USSR as well. And then from there, there ended up being the space race, which was part of the whole broader Cold War. And with that led to, a race for nuclear arms and, on top of that, space technology. And part of the research in space technology came with nuclear research, and which is kind of one of the more unfortunate parts about the history of it, because I think we could continue to, make a case for space exploration and research without having to use militarism like the Cold War. But that's the case of how that ended up happening. And then from there, we've been able to make so many different progressions, such as having GPS, such as having like these type of different computer systems, like very advanced computer systems. Like the Apollo space mission, like they had as much computing power as this phone does. This phone has a little more than that, maybe. Probably more at this point, considering how much computers have advanced since then. And on top of that, like our laser-guided technology is advanced. There's all sorts of different other technologies as well that we don't even really think too much about, like power vacuums, vacuum-sealed goods that can last way longer. Apollo Diski's computer was simple. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what I mean. That's the point I'm making. Like, our computers are very rudimentary, but without the fact that we were trying to advance our computers at that time to try to get them so we can have these type of computers to help us in space exploration, we wouldn't have gotten such an advancement with computers that we got now. That's the point I'm making. Definitely not wrong with that one. Like, that's just and that's like the whole funny thing. Like, this whole, like, NASA literally helped get a lot of different technology out. Not indirectly, but still, their impact was still there. Now, well, and I definitely probably will say it's a lot indirectly, because I don't think they're out there trying to patent all this different shit. They're the ones who just needed to figure out how to get that technology out, and they did. Found my old copy of the Hadith. Oh, damn, dude. Do you have, like, you probably got, like, notes in there and stuff, too. Got, like, old notes in there. I know I'm pretty sure I do. I probably have, like, one of my old ass Bibles from when I was, like, a kid. Because there's, like, 20 of them around this house somewhere. Yeah, most violent religious book ever. Oh, oh man. Oh my goodness, dude. I thought them Vikings were violent with their blood eagles and their berserker rages, literally slaughtering everything. Just my checkmate face. That's just my checkmate face. I still like the part where it talks about Muhammad's child bride cleaning nut stains out of his clothes. Ugh. That's just so gross. Like, it wouldn't be gross if it wasn't a fucking kid. That's in the Sahih al-Muslim, though. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter where specifically. It all comes from the same thing. Well, I mean, I guess, it all derives under one same idea. Oh, come on, Ignar, it's just their culture. Yeah, well, it kind of sucks. Where's Robert? He's right here. Just chilling, doing his own thing. Playing spades. That is a Bible around here somewhere. I got like 20. Okay, maybe not 20, but I think more realistically, I think we got like 6. I mean, still, point is, we have a lot.
What to say, but you're stupid, partner.
Like, I know we got like a New King James, we got like a one called the Amplified version, which I don't know what that version is different, but I think there's like a few other versions that we got. Like, each one is like a different version, which is funny. It's like, there's like 20 different versions of this. The one we had is Orthodox. Oh, so like the Orthodox, like kind of like a lot of the different kind of like the main Russian belief, like Orthodox Christianity. I don't get that difference. I wonder what's the difference between like the Orthodox Christians versus just everyone else, because I know they got like, their regular cross thing, but they have like a tinier, like they got like that, and then they got like a smaller one up here, then they got like a slanted one here.
You are stupid.
You're just stupid. There's theirs, and there's also Sirah, the other Islamic canonical text. Oh. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure the Orthodox is that. Well, just pretty much every other like form of Christianity is just a simple, regular, you know. Like I know there's that difference, and I know there's like a few other different ways they. I know they got like different festivals and different times they celebrate certain festivities. Like they celebrate Christmas in January, I think, and they celebrate other things a little later than others. It's an Albanian Balkan Orthodox Bible before altered by the Catholic Church. Oh, all right. So it's kind of like the original. So it's meant to pretty much kind of be like the original text before, like the Catholic Christianity kind of started making its influence onto it. If I'm guessing that correctly. Easter is different too. I imagine, yeah, because if they celebrate Christmas in a different time period in January, which is early January, I think like the first week or two, somewhere in between there. So it's not too far off from the original Christmas date that everyone else is familiar with. So I would imagine their Easter is way different as well. I don't know when, but I would imagine it being a different time of year, or just probably a different date within the same month or something. Half is in Serbo-Croat and the other half is in Old Church Slavonic. It's old as fuck, probably worth money on the internet. Oh, damn, dude. Yeah, probably. I mean, I'm not even like, there's myself, but I'm still, I'm always have like an interest in just like these old, like those old ass tomes and stuff. Like a super old ass like Bible tome and shit that's like thick as fuck and just like huge like that. Like that would just be kind of cool just to have just for the look of it. I won't even, like, cause that just looks cool. Just the aesthetic look. It's just like, damn, old. It's probably been through multiple different generations and stuff, and who knows what it's seen and type of thing. Like, that kind of goes with any tomes. Like, I remember when I was in Iceland and stuff, when I went to Erik Jonsson's estate, which is now a public museum showing his artwork. You can go up to his room where he would go study and where he would just live. And I saw his bookshelves, and I legit wish I can just read those books, but you can't. Like, they're locked. Like, you're not. Obviously they don't want you touching it, but there's like, I was just like at one point, when I first saw them, I'm like, oh, and I like reached up to pick one up, but I was like, oh, there's a glass panel. Never mind.
I didn't have a way partner to play with you again.
Partner just sucks, huh? But I was just like there's so many different tomes and books there that I wanted to read, because it was just like just the way it looked and just the age of it and just all that just made me curious enough to just check it out. Be like, what were like people writing and publishing about back in this guy's time and stuff for him to have these tomes. Like I'm always interested in that type of stuff. Just checking out old libraries of old books and stuff. Because even if I don't find stuff that I wouldn't find necessarily interesting, I'd still be able to just kind of pick through and just kind of see what grabs my attention. And just kind of look through it all and be like, wow, look at this thing, just be like, this is cool, all right, well, let's check out the other cool stuff here. Just delve into it all. We have a Bektashi Sufi text somewhere in the attic. Oh, we pretty much have all sorts of different texts. Yeah, I'm honestly tempted to get different just religious texts just to have them, because we got a lot of Bibles, might as well have a lot of other texts too, just for fun, just for comparison, and just to see differences and stuff too, see similarities and things. Drop my cap. fuck. Oh. Oh my god. Ah. Woo. Whoa. Whoa. The fucking, what's it called? This, like, popped out as I was trying to pop the bowl out, and I, like, just barely, and it went, like, half of it just got sucked without that percolation. I was like, ah! I was like, whoa. I just got punched in the face. Oof. Could have been worse, but damn. It's more hate speech in the Quran Bible than any alt-right screed you'll ever find on the internet. Oh, I've heard about all the different texts. I mean, it's not really that hard. It's not that hard to find. Lung scorcher. It wasn't much of a scorcher. It was more of like a punch. Like, oh, kind of had to make me like take a breath for a sec, because like, I mean the fucking percolator thing. This guy. I don't know why I'm still blanking on this name right now, but I just am. But that got stuck on that, and I was just like, damn. I was forgetting syllables earlier, and now I'm forgetting what the fuck the name of this is. I forgot what syllables were earlier, dude. I was like talking about how I have like a southern drawl and shit. And then eventually I kind of talked about like just accents and stuff, and at one point I was just like trying to like talk about like syllable emphasis and stuff, and I just couldn't figure out fucking the word syllable for a minute until I started explaining what it meant, and then I realized, oh, it's syllables. Like, my eventually explaining it made my mind remember what the fuck the word was. I was just like, are you kidding me? Ugh. My brain got all scrambled. It's just like, nah, we're gonna scramble words today. Or whoever needs that pistol, Texas man. I don't know why would, like, what's the number, like, what is the main reason why he would need one? Because he really doesn't. I mean, low key though, he doesn't really. I can't think of a reason why he would specifically need one. I mean, I could think of the household, but that's not specifically just him. That would kind of have like the collective ownership of that firearm. It would be everyone at the house would know where it is, so if case shit goes down, we can go grab and access it. But we don't got that yet, though we should probably seriously consider that. Like literally have all of us like pitch in on a firearm, like a rifle or a shotgun. Because one day I'd open the Portland newspaper and see Robert's face on the front page. Oh my fucking god. You just want to see that, do you? I mean, oh my god. He's like, I don't see him going running around Portland doing that. That's the thing. I can, like, that was more on the lines of his old kid that used to be here, dude. Like the son he didn't realize was a fucking schizo. Like, back when we had the schizophrenic roommate. Like, that sounds like something right up his alley. Because, honestly, it probably was. 60-something-year-old man goes ham on a guy's Milwaukee burrito restaurant. But he sends me up there, so that wouldn't happen. He sends me up there to go grab food, because usually whenever he gets something from there is when I'm going up there, so. I mean, because it's right around the corner, I just walk up there and walk back. I mean, it's just right by my work, actually. Just like how everything. That's what I kind of like about like the Portland and Milwaukee area. Just kind of like the whole greater area around here is that everything's like it's because we're in a valley. Like everything has to be really nice and close knit. And I was just like, hey, you know, that's definitely a major positive I like about here. You know, being in the valley, it's just how everything's really nice and close knit. I ate some bad acid one night. I didn't have a dream. I decapitated Brandon. When you work with customers, you get violent ones occasionally. Dude, my coworker today told me the other day, or I think it was either earlier today or the other day, like there was something that we didn't have, and this one customer threw something at one of my friends. Just like some weird like Jello thing, and I was just like, what? I'm like, because we just happened to be out of something, he's like, this is ridiculous, and just chucked something at him. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, what's wrong? Like, what's with some people? Like, I mean, why does, there's nothing more, there's not a pet peeve that I have more than, like, just absurd fucking pissed off customers that just feel like they're just outright entitled to, like, your whims and and that they must like beckon at your at their every command and shit. Like those motherfuckers. Oh my god, no, I hate dealing with them. I deal with them, but I hate dealing with them. And like the best way to deal with it without having altercations is just let them have what the fuck they want and just bite your tongue and just let it happen. You know, if they say some stupid shit, you know, just be like, depending on what they say, if it's, like, directed to you, which every now and then it might, you have to just be like, you know, try to explain yourself, maybe, in order to not cause confrontations, but sometimes they're looking for it, and so they'll just try to, you know, get a little something, you know, they'll be like, they won't be satisfied with that, so they'll be like, you know, just be like, work something else out to try to, you know, really try to get you over. And then it's just like, nah, I know what you want. You want to try to fuck me. And nah, it's not going to happen. Like, I don't let them have it, dude. Like, the only time I do is if, like, they are legit being ridiculous and other customers are calling them out. Then, to me, that gives me a little bit of a right to just say, get out of here. Literally no one wants you around here. Piss off. The one thing I hate about American culture is customers always right. Overseas, if you cause some big fuss at an establishment, you'll look like an idiot and everyone will stare at you. Yeah. Like, I mean, even here. And honestly, that whole idea is bullshit. Yeah, sometimes the customer's not right. Like, there's customers that will try to literally be like, no, they try to do it this way. Like, they'll be like, for example, they'll be like, because at our China case at our workplace, we have rice bowls, but they have literally just white rice, and then the entree of whatever you want. Some people are like, oh, no, you can have chow mein with that if you want. I'm like, no, you can't. Literally, the reason why you can't is because it has to be within a certain calorie count limit. And I can't, and that will make it go out of that limit, and there can be, you know, legal issues with that, and I could get, you know, personally fined for that shit, so no thank you. So there's some, you know, like, personally, I think it's bullshit. I wouldn't care less either way, but there's certain, you know, rules about it where, nah, I just can't, no, it's just, you know, per policy that these things don't come with that. And then it'd be like, you know, and then try to be like, no, they can go with that. And I'm just like, well, I mean, I can get you a little more of this type of stuff for 50 cents extra on his plate, but they're like, but I don't want extra. I just want that. You know, and they'll just have a fight over it. And it's like, be like, yeah, like, you know, because the customer's right, you know, they can do that. Yeah, so give me that. It's just like, no, you're just wrong. Just stop while you're, it literally says on the fucking sign, just like white rice, and that's it. Do you see fried rice and or chow mein? No. So you're wrong. It's just like a little what? Safeway has calorie count limits. Yeah, like to be fair, they did not used to have it, but because I don't even know why. I think it's because of like overstuffing the containers or something. I think so. They try to have us like have them at a certain serving or whatever to keep it within those limits. So I think that's why. I don't know. It's stupid, but it's not that big of a deal because I don't give like no one really pays that much attention. But when it comes to the rice bowls specifically, they're just literally white rice and then the entree because that's why it's called a rice bowl. Like because it's the white rice with whatever entree you want, or else it wouldn't be called a fucking rice bowl. I mean, I guess fried rice would still be a rice bowl, but because of that stupid calorie thing, we can't do that. I wish we could as a substitute if we happen to be out of it, because sometimes we are, because they'll put it away early, because China closes a little earlier than we do. They're their own separate thing. So, they sometimes will pull it early, and sometimes they'll be out, and it'll be like, oh, well, then at that point, I can give a little leeway if we don't have any, and try to give fried rice, but I'll just put a little less of that, and just put more meat in there. Like, that's so no one, if they happen to go up at a checkout or whatever, and, if a manager happens to be there, they won't notice. Walmart, she pissed off in her annex facility center in Mexico. What? I saw a white soccer mom cause a massive scene at a steakhouse in Mexico City, expected a waiter to try to give her a free meal to appease her. It didn't work. Yeah, that's, nah, that's not how it works. Why American tourist bitch just looked like she came back from Walmart. Oh my god. See, like, I don't know, like, how I can really say I was as a tourist when I was over in Iceland, but I feel like, I was actually, pretty, like, I'm pretty sure, like, if looking back, I think I, had good tourist etiquette, like, it's not that hard. It really is not that hard. Like, like, especially if you're at a different country, why are you causing a scene? You don't need to cause a scene. Like, what? Why? Like I said, the ugly American. Yeah, I guess so. I guess there's that. I can only think of one time I probably was like that. And it was literally when, I can only think of one time I was probably like that. And even then, I don't even think I really was at all. This is just me trying to stretch. But, like, when I was at the Geysers or whatever, like, I was gonna go hike up the hill or whatever, and then, I had, like, a tiny little, difficult pause about, trying to not take too long or whatever. I'm like, I just want to be up the hill. I'm gonna have my little moment or whatever. I was just like, I'm having it, damn it. I mean, it was just like a quick little, like, 1 minute thing, but that was, like, the only, and it wasn't, like, loud or whatever, but, like, because everyone else is, like, quiet as shit, it made us seem loud as fuck. So that's the only time I could think of that that I could label myself that way, but even then, it's just, like, we just had the quick little thing, and now, because I want to walk up this, because I want to walk up this amazing, beautiful, fat hill that's just literally a short little walk up there, and took, and had my time, and did my thing, and had bliss. It was just utter bliss. Ordinary strategy is just float them at $20 makes the world go around. I mean, yeah, but I would say it's a variable whether it works or not, but depending where you are, but yeah. But, like, it really, like, it's not that hard to be a fucking, like, have just some basic fucking, etiquette. Like, I have some shit-ass days, where I'm, like, could explode on somebody, but I always am, like, but what I do, at least, is I always think about it, like, whatever my problems are, I don't gotta explode it on them. It's not their issue. I'll try to, keep all that simmering down there. keep it down there, put my feet on it so it stays down, and we'll let this be our current thing, and we'll absolve that first before I deal with my own whatever bullshit. That's what I always try to do, be like, to not just, because that's just so stupid. I mean, because at the end of the day, you do look like an idiot, just blurting out being ridiculous, trying to make a scene over, what, your entitledness, basically? Like, it really is, just makes you look dumb. Now, if you legit have, like, an actual grievance with, an establishment or whatever, like a waiter accidentally dropped their food on you, and you're like, what the, and you're like, oh my god, this is like, what, and you're just like, what the fuck? I'd just be like, yeah, that I can understand, and be like, alright, and at that point, I'd just be like, okay, we're gonna need to have a little bit of a thing right now to get this absolved, because this was just fucked. I'm like, look, I know this wasn't directly on you. I know you're probably going through a shit day. This just made my day shit. So let's get your manager to try to work something out right now. Let's make my day a little better, as I just got fucked, I try to, even if I'm angry about some shit that happened at an establishment, I will try to, still try to come out as, looking a better person out of that, I don't want to be like, what the fuck you, how dare you, I want a free meal right now, you son of a, how dare you, that, you just look like a fucking moron, you look like an idiot, just making a scene and looking like a petulant child, if you actually are try to come out and be like, try to come with an understanding situation, be like, look, let's try to figure this out right now, let's grab your manager, let's deal with this, let's try to solve this, let's work something out, you'll, even if you got, a grievance, and even if you're angry, whatever, you'll still at least looking a lot better and more respectful as a person, especially with other people around you, even if it looks like you're making somewhat of a scene, be like, if you're, passionately mad, it's like, look, I got really, screwed over with this type of stuff, man, I just want to try to get something worked out, I don't even care what the rules are, just let's try to work something, if you're even passionately yelling about something like that, that's even more understandable, because I've seen that, and it's like, damn, he must be going through some serious shit. Because that's what I'll be thinking. It's like, damn, you really need, they really need to help that guy out, try to get him absolved of his issues there. Seriously. If he's, that passionately angry. But it's just man. Some people just really feel, they got, some, strange sense of entitlement. I see it with all different type of people. I've seen, all different types of, demographic, groups, have that same mentality all the time, and it's just oh. The number one I do see is, the, middle-aged soccer mom that has, the bob cut, that. They're a little bit more passive with it, but they seem the ones that like to make, a scene one-on-one with you, but not so much around, but, man, it's just ugh. It gets ridiculous sometimes. I found that they'll give you whatever you want if you're just about to get you appeased to shut up. Yeah, pretty much, but because there was this, one time, this guy came in, he said he's, coming back, to, because, the food he got wasn't good, and, and I was because I haven't seen the person before, but I was I'll go on his word for just one time or whatever, so I set him up. But I found out that guy actually straight up, literally, is one of these people that feels like a child, but they do it in a more passive way where they will, buy it, but then they'll try to get the refund and then try to come over to our side and then try to get free food, basically. So they do, a double whammy. They'll get a refund of their money back and then come back and try to get some free food and shit. And it's just it's also that type of shit that really is just oh my god, that really gets so annoying. It's because it's just and because the manager that gave him a refund, whatever, they brought the food back, and it's does this look actually that bad to you? And we looked at it and we're yeah, this really is not bad at all. It didn't look it was the same stuff that we were just serving out to him, that because it looked pretty much the same quality. And I was just then I just looked at him so he just kind of fucked us. And she was just like, yeah, I mean, you know, like, he comes in, does this all the time. I'm like, well, I personally wasn't aware, but she was like, that's fine, I'm just letting you know, whatever. So, you know, they were, I mean, she understood what, you know, the whole situation, but, you know, it's just like, still, it's just like, I mean, it just like messes our day too, you know, when that type of shit happens. Yeah, because it's just like, because we're just trying to do our own job, but then these type of people to make it just that much more complicated, you know, instead of actually trying to, you know, be reasonable or whatever. Because like like 90% of the time, people are really reasonable and generally chill. It's like, oh, we happen to be out of this or whatever. Would you mind substituting for some of this or whatever? And people are, for the most part, are like, sure. Or they'll be usually like, never mind, or just choose something else. Like, you know, it's just like, most of the time people are generally pretty reasonable, but like, every now and then there are just some people that just are, I just don't get it. It grinds my fucking gears hard. It just grinds my gears. You want to know what grinds my gears? Hi, I'm Peter Griffin, and welcome to Grind My Gears. Go to any fast food place, preferably with dry food. When they're super busy, hold a receipt and it'll say they didn't give you something you ordered. They'll just give you whatever you want to go away. Damn, really? Well, to be fair, I've actually had that happen. Actually, at the at our Taco Bell around here. It's not really as bad anymore, but yeah, they used to they will just literally mess up orders, like, so, you know, like, that one can actually be somewhat understandable, at least for our instance, because they straight up will be like, yeah, they just literally will, like, mess up the order. Like, they'll probably give you, like, half of what you actually wanted, and the other half just wouldn't either be there or just be something different. Mm-hmm. And they'll be like, what the fuck? And they'll be like, what? It's like, I have, like, half of someone else's order. Like, what the hell? I don't know if it's as bad as anymore. Usually that's why I walk in, because then, you know, they have to basically, you know, make sure it's right. Because then if you, like, look right there and it's like, wait, this doesn't look 100% right. And they'll be like, oh, what was it again? And be like, it was this. And be like, oh, there, you know, and they'll be like, oh, well, you know, it's because, well, you're messing up orders.
Yeah, I like Taco Bell, but my dad don't really like Taco Bell, and Mom did. We finally got Mom winged off of Taco Bell, so...
They get in drive-thru and pull all the way up to the window, hold a piece of paper. Really? That's my scheme. Damn, son. I often do it on the roads in towns I rarely ever go to. Yeah, because if you keep going to the same place over and over again, they'll be kind of starting to catch on. And be like, wait a minute, this isn't what you order normally. You're bullshitting us. Free food as long as they're busy. King status. Yeah, because I mean, that's usually when a lot of the times where, like 10% of the time where I usually get, like, the really, you know, those pet peeve customers, basically. The ones that think they're always right, you know, type of, you know, mentality. And it's just like, they all, like, they either come in when it's, like, really busy, or when we're, like, just have closed, you know, and it's just like, I feel like, you know, they always are just trying to scope that out. You know, it's just like, oh, when they're about to close. And they'll be, like, actually, like, you know, sneaking around, you know, they
might have been dropping up 30 minutes or something.
Yeah, and they'll be, like, in the peripherals. And then they'll see they'll be closed. And then they'll walk up after we're totally closed up and stuff and be like, hey, I want stuff. You closed a little early. You're not supposed to be closed yet. Why'd you do that? I want stuff. Give me stuff. And it'll be like, because we were dead. If you wanted something, you should have just walked the fuck up and grabbed something while you were here when I saw you walk in 40 minutes ago. like, you kidding me? When you got a 10-car drive-through, they'll give whatever you want to go away. Yeah, because they got to keep that line going. They don't want you. They don't want to hold up, because that just makes more impatient people and more people angry. And that's the last thing they want.
I saw the video basically of this guy had his daughter driving, and then you drive up. Now, some people you have to pay first, but some people pay set when you get your order. So what he did is, I don't have my money, so he waited a few minutes and so they're busy. So he said, "Is this your order?" He says, "Yeah." He drove off.
Oh my god!
The next order, the person behind him.
Oh my god! Oh damn!
It says it's worked several times, so I don't know. I don't want to try that.
Yeah, I don't think that would work. I mean, Chick-fil-A is slick though. They keep everything down to a science. Oh yeah, dude, I've been through the Chick-fil-A drive-thrus, and dude, that shit is a science, dude. They have I swear, they must have blueprints on how that shit works. They must have actual scientists study this and think of all the ways, for the most efficient drive-thru, and they've got that to a T. They got that shit down, dude.
I love Chick-fil-A, man.
Yeah. I have to say, there's been a few times I've been through the drive-thru over there, and no kidding, they do got that down to somewhat of, to some kind of science, dude. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's kind of impressive how they got such a really good system down. They knew what worked, and they kept with it. Mm-hmm. Chick-fil-A is the shit. High quality food and service for fast food. Yeah, it really is, man. There's only a few places that I give in to the fast food, and that's Whataburger and Chick-fil-A, and also
Whataburger.
Yeah, but we don't have any of those up here, so that's a very rare treat if whenever I go down Texas and stuff. But yeah, Chick-fil-A every now and then I'll go out and go grab one and whatever, because for what it is, fast food, it actually is pretty decent.
The Carl's is not bad.
Yeah.
You need to try the Beyond Burger.
Yeah, I still haven't tried it yet. Yeah, so
no sauce.
Just no sauce.
Very little.
My grandfather was a regular at the restaurant in Atlanta that became original first Chick-fil-A. He said the owner was OCD asshole. No wonder my scheme failed there. Damn. Yeah, if he was hardcore OCD, then yeah, it makes sense. He knew how he wanted his shit down, and he made sure that kept going. Going bed now?
Yeah, I'm heading to the house.
Alrighty.
Then I can't sleep. Never mind.
Yo, super dude. Oh, well, yeah.
Alright,
see you in a bit. Super New Jesus, they used to give us Bible story books to take out of bags when I was a kid. I think they stopped it now. Yeah, I think what they do is I think they just have little Bible verses on the bottom of their cups or something. Anyone's ever gonna fucking read those? I will toss in and be oh wait, there's a it's there's words, wait, Bible verse, never mind. The kids used to have the kids meals used to have VeggieTale Bible stories in them. Oh my god. Ugh. Dude, oh man, I remember growing up at the fucking church that I used to go to all the time. Oh my god. They used to play to the kids VeggieTales all the time. I hated the fucking theme song. I hated it, dude. It was I could not stand it. I could not. It was like a brainworm, dude. I mean, considering it was a Christian cartoon, yes, it is a brainworm. But I caught on to the brainworm, dude. I would always be nah, nope. I probably wasn't screeching or whatever, but I was just and then when the theme song ended, I stopped, and I was just okay, fine. Let's just listen to the fucking cartoon now, I guess. And all the kids working there are from families that go to church every Sunday. Never look twice at my family because we're indigenous and Europeans. But we went with family from Pakistan after. Yeah, because the whole big thing about Chick-fil-A is they close on Sundays, which is stupid, honestly. Mosques on Friday, they didn't put the toy in the bag and stared at them. Damn. That's a little discriminatory. I hope with my face that shows the hint of sarcasm. Because I really could give a fuck less if they didn't get one of those creepy-ass little toys or not. You got the toy, but they didn't. Damn. Damn, dude. Wow. I mean, it's kind of funny, but it kind of is just like, wow. I'm laughing at the fact that one group didn't. You would think that they will try to spread their indoctrinationist bullshit. Like, you would think they would try to spread it, be like, oh, they're not Christians. Well, maybe we should try to give them some seeds to the light. Let's give them something. You know, you would think they would. You would think they'd be like that, but no, I guess not. We have another chain called Cookout. They put Bible verses on the bags and styrofoam cups. Oh. I mean, I don't care, but still, like, ugh. It's just like, no. Can we not? Like, I come here to eat, not, like, look at stupid little Bible verses. Like, why don't you do, like, some, like, why can't they, like, why can't, like, these Christian, like, food joints do something witty? Like, instead of, like, numbers, it's like hungers versus like chapter 3 verse 4, like thy wilt with the Chick-fil-A consume thy Chick-fil-A or some shit, you know, like make it like a little, like do something a little witty with it, you know. The Korean community in Atlanta is big time into Jesus. What the fuck? There's probably a Korean church in Atlanta for every 5 Koreans in Georgia. Oh my god. What the fuck, dude? Let's just indoctrinate all the different groups. Hey, Koreans, let's give you your Asian Jesus. Have Korean Jesus. Koreans? Does our Christianity bid well with you? It's just like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Does our slight, weird, different version of Christianity work with your Koreanness, Koreans? It's just like, what? Like, oh, man. Like, I can only imagine what their Jesus must look like, dude. I can't just imagine what it looks like. It must be like... I'm just gonna stop. I'm just gonna shut myself up right now before I keep going. This is gonna get bad. Oh, my God. Oh, bad, Ignore. Bad. Bad! Oh, my God. Fuck. My town has both a Vietnamese church and a Coptic Egyptian Orthodox church in the middle of the blackest ghetto in town. Guess it was a cheap place, or cheap space. Yeah, I guess so, dude. A Vietnamese church and Coptic Egyptian Orthodox church. What a interesting combination to be in the blackest ghetto. Okay, then. What the fuck? Damn. Oh, fuck. Koreans have such power vacuum in their culture due to past war secularism that they gotten sucked into a lot of weird religious movements to fill the void. I guess so, huh? I mean, you have to imagine, maybe, like, Japan's kind of like that, too, because, I mean, while they got, like, their two different, you know, cultural, religious ideas, I mean, it's still, you know, overall, on a kind of a more broader sense, kind of secular. So, it kind of feels like it'd probably be somewhat a similar way now for Japan, or maybe it'll probably be like that down the line, considering their really weird, like, really weird interests and desires, to say the least. Well, I can imagine that for Korea, though. I mean, like, Hana Buddhism and Shinto spirituality, yeah. And, like, with Korea, dude, I mean, because a lot of, like, they don't really got too much, like, I could think, I mean, granted, I don't know too much about Korean culture, but I mean, from what I know is, I mean, there was a time where they were just utterly fucking, like, suppressed and oppressed by, different regimes over, its time. So, I mean, and like Japan especially, did some serious number in Korea. So I'm not gonna only imagine, like it being kind of a weird, like culturally vibrant but culturally void place, because like it's because it does seem like overall they're just kind of taking these different cultural movements and stuff and just kind of going all out with it. I was watching a video about sex shops, porno stores in Japan. Over there, scat is a mainstream normal thing in terms of porno category. Why? Why? No! No! Why? Why? Oh. Oh my god. Japan, what did we do to you? What the fuck did we do to you? I think the nukes were a mistake. Oh man. Oh man. We didn't launch enough, or we just shouldn't have it all. Can't stop progress, I guess so. Jeez. What the fuck? Oh man. Oh boy. Oh man. As long as the smell doesn't drift into my apartment, I don't care. I mean, yeah, I'm the same way. I mean, like, as long as I don't have to be in any involvement, direct or indirect, we are good. I don't want to see it. I don't want to smell it. I don't want to even have, like, any weird idea that it might be, like, happening around me. No. But if that is what the fuck you're into, then please enjoy yourself. But fuck's sake, don't get me involved and don't tell anything to me about it. Japan culture pre-nuke: discipline, respect, reservedness, humility. Post-nuke: unfettered autism. Basically, dude. I mean, pretty much. Oh man, what did we do to you, Japan? What did we do to you? What did we do to you? Like, on one hand, they're, like, so technologically advanced and making a lot of progress, but at the same time, we done fucked them up. There we go. The older generation in Japan probably begrudges Western culture for the unpleasant changes. Yeah. I can definitely understand that and see it. I mean, I think with, like any generation seeing, like, the cultural changes of their society, I think they'll always have, like, some begrudgingness towards that. Japan's the example of a country that massively bounced back quickly in terms of standard of living and development after war and poverty. Yeah. And, there is definitely something to, look up to in that. Like, I think, there's definitely probably a lot that we can look at from that and, adopt into our own, own policy to try to help us develop ourselves because we're, slacking so bad. I mean, same with, China too. Like, I mean, I think I said last stream, like, one place, if there's one place in the world that, we can see that is, like, technologically, progressing and advancing and that I, can, brace about, is China. Regardless of what their motive is, good, bad, right, or wrong, however you feel about it, they're one of the few places around the world that are actually making technological advancements, regardless of, how you feel about that. And there's something about that specifically that I, embrace with because I want, all, the whole world to, progress technologically, just like China is. So, I think it should be, the whole world doing that and look, inspiring to do that as well. Like, because, China sees it, they're doing it, and they are doing it for their own, own reasons. Finland is similar. It used to be as poor as Imperial Russia, quickly developed and was near the top of the index by the 1960s. And look where they are today. Top 10 in practically almost fucking everything. So, like, if there's definitely somewhere we should look to adopt a lot of different policies, it's Finland, too. Like, and there's a lot of different things we can adopt from all over the world that will benefit us, for sure. Because that's kind of part of the idea of the cultural melting pot that is America, if we want to, look at that idea of, the whole America, that any American kind of think about, into some terms, which is, one major thing, especially when I was growing up and was taught about, is that we're a big melting pot. And, to a lot of extent, that is very true. And I, think we can achieve that by looking at all these, things that all these different countries have done to bring themselves out of, poverty and develop themselves. Like Finland, trying to some extent, of course, I wouldn't do it for, I wouldn't literally want to be a fucking copy of them, but, to some, when it comes to technology and high-speed rail and, certain aspects of automation, I'd, look to some of the policy that China's doing, but, and, there's something, there's an embracement for that I do enjoy. I enjoy ethnic enclave neighborhoods in America, shops, food and shops. Yeah, and, and I kind of consider that part of the melting pot because, I don't really see an issue with the fact that there are, some neighborhoods that are primarily Polish or primarily, black or whatever, or primarily, whatever demographic it is. I've never had as major specific issue with that because there are, like, around here, there's, places where it's primarily, Vietnamese people or primarily, like black communities or primarily, there's even Russian communities around here, little Russian neighborhoods. And so, there's nothing necessarily, wrong with that to me personally. Like, because it does create a lot of these, cool little ethnic, little food and shop places. Like, there's a lot of different Vietnamese restaurants all over the place. There's, all sorts of different types of Mediterranean, Arabic foods, just, Persian foods, Iraqi food even. Like, there's all sorts of different stuff that I could find around here just because there's, like, different little communities that have sprouted, because of the whole, at least a lot of the different positive aspects of the, the diverse melting pot, idea of, cultural blending in sense. The second largest city in Finland, Viipuri, was seceded to the USSR after the Winter War. It went from being a modern industrial city to being a Soviet toilet. Russians ruined it. Yeah, it's still, because that territory is still Russian, isn't it? Yeah, because, there's, I mean, I wonder, like, I wonder, like, if, I wonder, like, if Finland still has claims to those regions. That's why I've never been keen on it. We need to become homogenous, coffee-colored species with no distinct culture. Our world will be a lot more boring. Yeah, like, I mean, I like the, I mean, I like the idea of just picking and choosing, what you like of different cultures and just, whatever, cultural aspects that you enjoy, just fucking enjoy it and, take part of it if you wish, type of thing, like, that's kind of how I, like, kind of view culture. I mean, that's kind of how I like to kind of see it, become more on a global perspective too, but, that's probably going to be a very long time before we see something like that. But, because there's a lot of different things about, like, all sorts of different cultures I love, like, there's a lot of different, aspects about Native American culture I love, there's a lot of aspects about Nordic, Scandinavian, Germanic culture that I like, there's a lot of aspects about, like, Persian, Mediterranean cultures that I like, a lot of aspects about, like, the steppe, like Tengri Mongolian regions, the Tibetan, regions, China too, even Japan, especially too. Like, they're all over the place. Like, there's all sorts of different bits of culture that I love, that I just like, like and kind of pick around at, just like pick, because it's like, oh, this stuff is cool. It's just like, I like these little bits of, different parts of the culture that are all around the world, and I just kind of like pick at it, it's like, I like that, that's cool, and the parts of culture I don't like, I disregard it, because or just ignore, because it's irrelevant to me, or if it's just something straight out that I find obsolete, like, we could look at examples like the Islamic culture, for example, or just Abrahamic culture on a whole bigger, broader aspect, that, I actively combat against, because it's just like, yeah, this shouldn't even be a thing anymore, but yet it's still a culturally relevant thing for some reason. Why? Get the fuck out. Like, you're obsolete, go away. It's time to progress a little. There's a political debate in Finnish politics about retaking Finlandia, Redentia, Karelian Kiusmisius, if I pronounced that part right. The Karelian question, pretty much a meme at this point. Really? Oh my god. I mean, it'd be kind of interesting to see what that would entail, but I'm pretty sure nothing would ever be done about it, though. I don't see Russia being like, okay, Finland, we'll let you have it. It's like, there's a lot of shit that needs to, be sorted, because there's also towns that, are being changed, and the people of those towns probably would be like, do we have a say? So, I don't think anything will ever happen from that anymore, but, I mean, I know Russia still has, aspects for expansion, so, I mean, they did annex Crimea, so there is that. No, it's Viborg being hyperbolical force, but significantly behind the rest of Finland. Oh, yeah. I mean, in comparison to Finland, yeah, it's just down the toilet, basically. Yeah. John, jeez, that was just, like, thick. What the hell? It's Whistly. The older generations that support it, they have a personal connection with the Lost Lands. So pretty much like the newer generation doesn't really care as much, which I guess is understandable. I mean, both sides are honestly understandable to me, in this case, because it is pretty fresh. I mean, those territorial losses are fresh wounds, in the grand scheme of, like, how long the nations are and come and go and shit. So, I mean, in that whole grand scheme, it's still relatively fresh. So, I can understand them still, like, even on the national level, still having, like, hey, like, we kind of want to, like, have our territory back, like, I can see that, and I understand it. At the same time, I can see, it's just not worth it. Just, it is what it is. History. They don't give a fuck about other ethnicity lines. Yeah. Russia is an empire, but the government is meant to serve the Russians' ethnicity. Even though it's such a small amount of land, there's no importance to them. Yeah, so I mean, I could see, like, them giving it back, but at the same time, I don't, because it would just be, like, to them, it's just an annoying little hassle that they have to kind of deal with on the back of their mind, and they're like, I don't really want to deal with this. Just go the fuck away. Leave us alone. We got our own things we're dealing with, and we are conspiring for it. Even though it's no such... sorry about that part. Doesn't matter at this point. There's still finished Caroline communities there. Yeah. It's kind of how I feel. Something like that isn't really as important. I mean, if they happen to bring it up as, like, some issue that, takes world news, then it'll be kind of just, then it'll be kind of interesting to kind of go back and talk about, but I don't think that would happen, so. I mean, I know there's been, like... I know, wasn't there, like, some things about, like, how, Russia was trying to do, like, pretty much have, like, dominance in the, Baltic Sea, and, which was kind of a instigation towards Sweden and Finland. I don't know when that was. I think what was that back in, like, 2012, 2013 or something? I know that was also during the annexation of Crimea, so... I mean, that was just kind of their period of doing a lot of different expansions, and a lot of just hype for instigation for war was going on. That was my day. It was pretty good. I mean, it was like a little weird, because it was like, I was like tired for the first half of the day, and now I'm not. Because, like, I woke up, I was up for a few hours, had a little snack, and then I just, like, took a nap for, like, an hour. And then I woke up at, like, 4, and I was like, I'm kind of bored. Let's just do a stream or something, just listen to, just talk about shit or whatever, and did that. Then, did my little work at 6, and that was fun, so, yeah. Finland has always been where the Germans and Swedes would go fight the Russian Empire. Yeah. I mean, the continuation war, I mean, that was basically a proxy war that the Germans were doing. I mean, they literally had German volunteers and German officers out there helping the Finns, mostly in the Air Force, but I'm pretty sure they were doing that in the ground too. Like, there's like panzers with fucking Finnish marks on them and stuff. The Germans had no secret in helping out the Finns. I mean, to be fair, that little specific thing in itself, it's like, whatever. I mean, because, like, the Russians were straight up, trying to straight up just kind of capture Finland, and they were asking for aid, and the Germans gave them aid. So it was just like, alright. And the Swedes did, to some extent, if I remember correctly. They also had volunteers, I believe. Because they also had trade deals with Germany as well. The Swedes. The Kaliningrad Oblast has a large naval base, so does St. Petersburg, but they usually stay out of the Baltic Sea. I would honestly love to go to Kaliningrad, because I would like to, it would just be kind of cool to kind of see, like, a little outlet of Russia, like, if I ever go to mainland Europe, like, if I happen to just be, like, in Germany or something, or even Poland, like, and I'm staying there for a pretty good amount of time, then I'll definitely try to make, like, a trip out to Kaliningrad, for sure. Because, it'll be pretty interesting to check out the naval base there, and, just to kind of check out the city, because I can imagine that city being fucking filled with history. Just absolutely just engulfed with just utter history. Like, I mean, that's just all I could, I mean, from, the medieval Renaissance, just all over the period, especially, like, in recent history, especially Cold War. I mean, I can imagine, all the crazy stuff that was going on. I mean, I've never been to it. Very cultured German and Polish. Lead singer of Steppenwolf was born in town in the Kaliningrad Oblast. Oh. Yeah, I mean, I can just still imagine it being pretty, culturally Polish and German, because that's essentially like, I mean, that's just, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Kaliningrad is part of Prussia, or at least like the East Prussia, if I'm not mistaken, like in that greater area, which Poland now has a good, most of it, or the rest of it, I think. And I think, Lithuania. Yeah, Lithuania. I think they might have a little bit. Like the Memel region. Memel? Damn, son. Yeah. In you go. In you go. Get it on in there. There you go. Boom. What am I going for? Oh. Hour 30. Feels like a lot longer. I mean, it feels like I've only been going on for like 30, but at the same time, it feels like 2 hours. But yeah, it's actually kind of in between. I think it's a full moon tonight, isn't it? That's probably why it's all like weird. I think it is, because I looked at when I was walking back home, and I was looking up at the moon, and it looked like a full moon. There's a huge meteorite crater in the island of Estonia, turned into a huge pond. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, I want to check that out. You know how I am about, like, cosmological events that happen on Earth. Like meteorites and shit. Ooh, fascination. Interest. Probably not gonna find meteor rocks, but whatever. I don't care. I'd love to check that out. Be like, this came from a fucking meteor. Be like, holy shit, son. Like, isn't there, I think there's, if I'm not mistaken, I think there's a crater in Oregon that is a meteorite crater. I mean, obviously it's not Crater Lake, but I think it's, I don't know where it is. I think it's out in eastern Oregon. I'll have to double check. If not, I think it might be Washington. Pre-Christian Estonian folklore speaks of the impact. Ooh. I wonder if there's multiple different perspectives of a meteor impact from like multiple different points of folklore. Because if so, I mean, it's possible that our like ours probably had like a tiny little bombardment for a bit, because I know there's like different cultures around the world that speak of like just straight up bombardments of shit, like if there's any evidence to support Sodom and Gomorrah, that whole stupid absurd story of how God destroyed the towns, it was probably likely because of a meteor impact, if anything. So I mean, there's that. There's the Kali crater, as you mentioned, and there there's different craters that, were, kind of like the early, times of man and stuff. So, I mean, all these different cultures speak of shit, falling from the sky and whatever. So, I mean, maybe there was just like a little period where we just had a little bombardment. I don't know if we did, but it just seems like, it just seems like that might be the case. Like a little period of just, just bombardment and some shit. I mean, we always kind of go through, bombardments because there's shit falling in our atmosphere all the time. Whether it be our stuff now or other body objects, it could vary at this point considering we got our own shit up there. So, I mean, it varies, but, like, we still, like, have shit falling into our atmosphere and down to Earth all the time. So, I mean, it's very much possible that, we just have high periods where it just happens very frequently for a little bit. I mean, for the most part, everything burdens up in the atmosphere, but every now and then you get one big enough that just goes right down on the ground, or the ocean, or wherever it lands. Or it just explodes right before impact and makes this huge, explosionist crater anyway, because it's so big, or just so powerful. This the bad leave? Yeah, I think so. Seems like it. Are we alone? We indeed are. We alone on this stream in the middle of the night. Yeah. I remember when the Choblinus meteor happened. It was on news. Oh, I do too, dude. That shit was like kind of crazy. Like, on some level, I kind of wish that happened. On some level, I kind of wish it was like the other way. So I could have maybe had an opportunity to maybe see a little something. But, damn. Like, there is a part of me that does want to see, like, a meteor impact. You work well on weekend? Yep, that's my work week. It's the weekends. So, yep. That's my time. But, yeah, like, I would honestly like to see, like, a meteor, like, flying by and shit. Kind of like, something, on the scale of, like, the Choblinus, meteor. Because, I don't want to, like, just eviscerate as, it happens, but I'd just love to see that shit. Fucked up people had to go to hospital because of broken glass from windows. At least it didn't have to pay for the bills. Yeah, for real, right? Oh my god, I can't imagine if that happened here. So many medical bills would be skyrocketed through the roof. Insurance companies will have a heyday with that one. They would be happy. Be like, ooh, they're not covered for meteors. Oh my god. Maybe we can give them a deal. Oh wait, you got pre-existing conditions. Never mind. Oh my god. I couldn't even imagine that. That'd be insane. Well, I guess I could. Because we live in it. It'd just be more insane. Because meteor. How Mo Togan gives such difference in respect to Shapiro. You had to mention Shapiro. Oh my god. That little fuck turd. That little weaselly, little annoying Jewish twink. Like, He annoys me so fucking much, and it's just such a charlatan, it's just such a fraud, and it's just such a moron. Oh my god. Oftentimes when I'm viewing porn on Twitter, I have Togen playing in the background. Not weird at all. Not weird at all. Just like the fact that he's also staring into your soul right here. Not weird at all. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Because I'm so, like, focus-minded, I gotta have, like, something off. I have to have, like, it off. Like, I have to just be, like, listening to that. If I'm gonna be listening to anything. It's just, like, there's no way. Or I'll just, like, let my imagination just take over and then just, like, imagine the sounds in my head and daydream that. My Twitter's become my new porn blog. Yeah. Pretty much the only thing stopping me from that happening is me liking, retweet, and liking the shit, basically. Like, it's just because that, my, Twitter is open and whatever, but that's about it. But I don't give a fuck. I mean, like, I've looked at all these other, like, all the other different fucking people I follow, and they literally got their own little blog. They got their own little sections of people they're following for their own. It's just like, yep. I know I'm not alone. Fuck you. It's just like, fuck you. You judge, you an asshole. Fuck you. Somebody put Shapiro in that face app. Software turned him into Warner. Makes a good trap. Oh my god, dude, I saw that! Dude! Oh my god, I kind of forgot about it. I remember that, dude. It's just so good. I love it, man. It's so beautiful. It's unironically beautiful. I love it, dude. It's oh man. Oh, it was so good. I love the meme. It's just delicious. I think it just further solidifies the point that he's just a little twinky little twerp. I prefer porn times just images so I can listen to a podcast. Damn, son. I got a mixture of both. Images stimulate the creative mind, so it works either way for me. Like I can, like, pretty much I could look at like I could, if we were pretty much reverted back to the days of, like, Playboys and shit, I can hang. I can be fine. Like, I can go back and forth. It would be kind of a bummer to have to, sacrifice a little of that instant access. My few followers from before the porn era probably left. Mine kind of fluctuate around the 80 follower mark. Though I know I probably gained a few today because I went on a little, like, binge on Twitter to start talking about random bullshit. Like, that's how I started my morning. I woke up. I did a TJ today. I woke up. I was on Twitter. And I did some shit. I took a nap. I woke up and did a stream. That's kind of what happened today. Besides, working in between my streams. You actually post things such as weblog? Yeah. I mean, because I'm trying to get, like, a little bit of a, personality out there, because I have my YouTube linked with the Twitter, so I have it linked with the Twitter, so if anyone's on there, You know, they're probably inclined. They're probably more likely to also come check the channel as well. So that's why it's open and everything, and just have it. That's why I post random shit, because I mean, yeah, it's just part of being a growing web personality essentially. Any plans on trying to create him? Kyle Rogan have. Come on, bro. I know. I mean, this is like legit. I mean, there's just been so much other shit on my mind. It's just, it hasn't really crossed me, and I haven't been anywhere where to go buy it. And I know there's stores around here that have it. I haven't gotten around to doing it. Though, next weekend though is Furlandia, so I'll probably just buy some and have it, like that weekend, because after this week, I'll pretty much have a little vacation. And, like, the height of the vacation is at con, so I'll have, like, a little free time for a bit. So, I'll actually probably give it a shot this week. Like, and I'm actually not kayfabing that. Like, now that it actually has been brought up, I'm thinking, you know what, yeah, I mean, I'm thinking about my little mini vacay now that my work actually, works something out. I'm actually going to have to thank my manager, like, pretty nicely on that one. Because I didn't actually think she probably would. But anyway, digressing from that point. Just seems like it'd work out. So, yeah. No kayfabe. I'll legit give that shit a shot. Get some OJ, get some Kratos, see how I feel. And if I end up not liking it, not my thing, alright. Ends up being the case. I just need to stop just putting that on the back burner, because I do think about it every now and then. It's like, I haven't tried Cranium. I should seriously try that at some point, but I just never have. Need to just fucking just go and buy it. There's one like down the street from me. Like, I legit really don't got an excuse. I can only imagine all the fanboys traps for linear, probably most Wokies though. If I remember last time, there weren't as many as I even had thought. You could just take capsules. Yeah. Whatever's available. Like, I know the one I got has capsules, just straight up shit you can do yourself, the whole 9 yards. So I'll see what I'll see what they recommend, if they know anything about it. Which generally they might have some information on it, hopefully. Because they're part head shop, part convenience store, which is pretty cool. I love those type of stores. They'll become like a Stony Lonesome and take it to a Rogan level. Oh, Mukton Kratom. Yeah, I mean, like, for me, it will be, considering, depending how at least a particular strain might take an effect on me, I'll just have to see how, like, it takes effect before I kind of have, like, a feeling on, how I feel about it. Because if there is a certain part, if there are properties of it that do generally, like, give some, beneficial factors to me, it's like, alright, I can, like, see, taking it, to, on a minor level basis, I just drank you a fuck ton. See, I probably wouldn't do that. I'd probably just have, like, a decent amount and just go from there. I probably wouldn't, like, go, like, depending how my stomach handled it, too. Because I know, if you overdose on it, you throw up. Because, I mean, well, it's not likely you're going to die from it. It also varies on variety and dosage. I recommend Green Bali. Happy medium between opiate buzz and energetic euphoric feeling. I kind of feeling maybe the energetic euphoric feeling might be probably up my alley, because I'm kind of a lower energy type of guy. Not as much, but I can be. So maybe that might be up my alley, the energetic euphoric type of feel. So yeah, Green Bali sounds like it's pretty good, or maybe something along the green strain. I think, because if I remember, because we've talked about this before, obviously. Ever tried opiate? I mean, not for recreational purposes, no. But there has been times where I've had small dosages of oxycodone to deal with severe pains before. Not always, but and not often. But I've had it before. But not for like a recreational sense, like any form of opiate, just like, you know, for like actual legit like pain relieving reasons, but not often. What the fuck? Why are you burning so much, cunt? Yeah, you cunt. The word endorphin is a portmanteau of endogenous morphines. The endorphins on tap. Flint, Michigan style. Damn. Flint, Michigan style, nigga. Gonna do this Flint, Michigan style. Hell yeah. I'm kind of curious on what bitch is talking about.
If you hate him, you think he's the worst thing ever happened in America. Can you at least be, you have to be a little relieved, or at least be like, if you don't want to say the word relieved, that he didn't collude or conspire with Russia and engage in...
Oh my god, that is what you have to talk about right now? Russia. Oh, Russia. Oh, Russia. No collusion. There's been research on the promising use of opiates for anxiety because they make you not have a care in the world. Of course, it's not accepted by psychiatry because of addiction. Well, yeah, I wouldn't take it for anxiety. Fuck no. I mean, for me personally, marijuana does definitely help out with that. But, oh my god, I will never... Like, I reserve it for, like, the very last second thing, if possible. Because, I just, no. And thoughts on Paul's take on Russia's situation? He seems to buy into it. I mean, from what I kind of get, like, it seems like his perspective is that there's too much to really just, you know, let go of, and like, it's under, like, because there is, like, definitely something when it comes to, like, the stasis of his, like, financial ties and his financial corruption. I mean, there's definitely, like, a case to be made with that when it comes to the investigation, because it is definitely not just about the whole collusion aspect of it. It is also about his financial ties. So when it, like, which is part of Kyle's argument too, which is which I agree with that, but the idea that he's like there is legitimate, like, collusion, that part I just don't agree with. And I think, you know, if I remember, I'm pretty sure Paul, you know, is kind of on that a little bit, but I think I mean, I'm just trying not to strawman him too either, because I don't want to just put words in his mouth either. But yeah, like, but for the most part, he's like, he kind of has like his, I mean, the way he kind of challenges in it, the idea is just does kind of have the underlying premise, like, maybe there is, like, some collusion or whatever, and it's just like, well, I don't agree with that aspect, but if you were to say, like, you know, why don't, you know, delving in more to his financial ties, then I'd agree with him more on that. But it, like, I'm kind of like 50-50, because he doesn't really come out entirely, like, for that, but but he at the same time he kind of implies a little bit that there would be a little bit more collusion, but I don't know. Like I don't want to try to just put words in his mouth either, but opiates are pretty safe and non-easily addicting. You think recreational use could be use can very well be responsible. Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, like, I don't deny that, recreational use is responsible. Like, I mean, there's a lot of people who are really responsible recreationally and, don't get overly drunk or whatever. Like, when I go out drinking with my friends and stuff, I make sure that I'm not, like, going over the top with myself and just being fucking slammed down off my ass, drunk. Like, I have a certain level, and when I'm at that level, I'm good, and don't really know you can go beyond that point. And after that certain point, I'll just usually kind of maintain that level, just having, every now and then maybe add a little more, to it to just kind of keep that maintained level, or maybe, maybe pick it up a little bit, just be like, hey, let's teeter a little, let's have a little extra pump, but, and like, that's very well, recreationally, being responsible with a substance, there's people that can very well do the very same thing with other substances too, like coke, fucking heroin, even, like, whatever. Let's put that off right there. Damn, this is starting to fade away. Eh. Eh. Damn, like the day is like coming off on this thing. This whole thing says make every day a better day. You can't even see it, but that's what it says, but it's starting to fade off a little bit. Like the A and the last day is like hella faded. Damn, son. Man, my phone only went down 3% just doing this for 2 hours. Imagine if I did a 100% to 0% while charging my phone that entire time and streaming. I'd be going on for like fucking hours, dude. Jesus Christ. I guess hypothetically we could do a 24-hour show on stream with a camera on my phone. Good God help us all if that were the case. What if I do that as a challenge to literally, like, how would I, like, oh my God. I don't even want to think about that right now. That's just a bad idea. Damn, man, it plugged in. Yeah. Yeah, I was using it throughout the day while working, so it drained its battery a bit, but I had my charger up there, so I charged it a little bit. Went up to, like, 35%, but when I started this, it was at 30%. So it doesn't drain fast, like, badly if I'm not doing the streams, but when I do it, that drains pretty quick. Like, if I'm, like, 100%, if I did this, it would probably be at, like, 75. Phones, man. Yeah, I mean, funny, it's like, we were talking earlier on how, like, like technology, especially with, like, computers with, like, the Apollo missions, were so simple and rudimentary at that time, and then, these phones have kind of like the same processing power, and yet they drain hella fucking hard when you're running shit. It's funny. Social media and phones are psychological ruin children. Kids in this country are already toxic and cruel enough as it is. Oh my God, dude, for real. It really is, because, like, I mean, it could be used, as a beneficial positive, but at the same time, it's a severe negative that's just made so many wrongful impacts on society. I know there's a few countries already that honestly are taking some good measures, and I remember in middle school, there was a strict no phone policy, and honestly, at the time, so I rebelled against that hardcore, and I fucking hated it, but I honestly am kind of glad that fucking rule's there. It kind of gave me a look back to realize, like, oh shit, there is something psychologically, like I don't know if our administrators are just, like, we're kind of up on it about, like, the idea that psychologically the shit's, like, not good, or they just simply wanted your fucking attention. Probably the latter, but I wouldn't, like, if it was the former, damn. Like, wow, they were up on it. But hot shit too, if that's the case. But yeah, like that, like, there's different places, like, around the world now that are actually using that as official policy or, like, standards of education, to make sure, like, hey, like, no use of, like, personal technology devices and stuff, like, only, like, certified computers that, are under certain, systems, are allowed. And, for your projects and stuff, while you're here at school. And it's just like, all right, well, that's honestly good. Like, because what social media is doing, especially to the youth, is very negatively damaging. Like, and, for the most part, like, because there are definite positives about it, but, like, it's farly superiorly overshadowed at all these negatives that we're just facing with right now in current today. I definitely don't disagree with Paul on this one either. I mean, I do kind of wonder about, like, how social media is going to play impact in the next 10 years when the 8-year-olds of now are 18. Because, one of the coworkers I work with is 18. And even between the differences between him and I are vastly different, but at the same time, we're not that different either. It's just like, whoa. I was absolutely blown away by the massive amount of liberal left woke assault on Twitter over the Georgia Alabama abortion thing. Oh, for real, dude? Dude. It's not even just like that either. It's just, dude, the salt is just unleashed on Georgia and Alabama, bro. I even saw you going ham on Trench's tweet says on the subject. Yeah, bro, yeah. I mean, dude, it's huge. Like, it's just like, God, like, I've been seeing some motherfuckers just being outright dumb on this shit. Like, I mean, because, honestly, yeah, I do agree with, like, the liberal left woke, the saltiness part. Like, I agree with the substance. It's just like, oh my god. But I just have seen some stupid fucking shit, on like the counter to that. And it's just like, oh my god. Like, I don't give a fuck about their salt. They can be all salty as they want. I'm looking at just all the, like, the rebels. So, like, I saw this one picture meme of just like of this like a political cartoon of this baby in the womb with a sign that says, "I love Alabama." That one really ground my gears. Like, I had to throw some shit on that one. I'm like, no, you don't, you little. No, you want, you little shit. You want to be aborted, considering that Alabama is literally the most impoverished fucking place in any developed world. It's just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, this is the type of shit they're gonna try to, like, spew, really? Oh. Shapiro's lobbing tweets, I'm sure. Yeah, I think I saw some shit about that. I know there was something on there. I know I saw some stuff on that one. It's been like that for days, man. Like, Twitter is literally... I don't think there's been anything else, like, that's been talked about for a while on Twitter besides that. Like, it's just insane. It's just like, oh my god, this is the number one thing that is just being talked about right now. I mean, to be fair, at least it's something that, I mean, it's something that, you know, I'm glad that is just sparking so much outrage, because there should be outrage about this. Like, it is fucked that, you know, Alabama is just pretty much, you know, like, fucking over doctors for doing basic medical procedure, and, you know, and giving them a more severe punishment than a potential rapist. It's like, you fucking kidding me? Yeah, we should probably be outraged about that. That's a little fucked up, considering that it should just be, you know, a woman's right to have an abortion if she wants. That's, like, whatever, you know? Like, who gives a fuck? I mean, after a certain point, you know, once there, like, unless there's, like, some legit defects with the baby, or some life-threatening with the mother or whatever, you know, then I'll be like, all right, well, let's work out maybe adoption program or something. But, you know, beyond that, if it's just a jumbella, a shell, just, like, at the 6-week mark, it's not even the size of a goddamn jelly bean. Like, come on. Like, ugh. It's, like, that's just outrageously stupid. And, man. Like, Andrew New is definitely right on one thing. It's just like, yeah, like, Alabama's sort of going into the dark ages a little bit. I don't think he actually believes that, but when he was in that Ben Shapiro interview, he was right on that one. I keep hearing people talk about afterbirth abortions. I don't even know what the fuck that means. What is an afterbirth abortion? Like, the baby's born and what? Beheaded or something? Like, what the fuck? Like, that doesn't exist. Like, post-birth abortion doesn't exist. You want, like, what does that, I don't know what, like, that doesn't mean anything. Like, that's just, you're putting, like, post-birth and then abortion and putting it together and trying to make it mean something. You're pretty much saying, like, oh, doctors are killing babies now. That's pretty much another way of saying that. It's just like, no, that's murder, and no doctor has ever done that. Like, I hear people talk about it, but I've never heard of a fucking instance of it ever happening. I've never heard of anyone ever, like, any actual, like, legislature ever even legitimately consider it. I've never seen any evidence of any of that happening besides, like, a baby getting killed, like, on birth, or maybe dying at birth, or whatever. But that's, you know, like, a baby usually dying due to natural causes or whatever, because of a genetic defect or something. Not because a doctor's like, heart, needle in it. You know, it's just like, time to die. It's just like, no, that doesn't fucking happen. It also just makes no sense. I support Alex Jones. I support the right for his speech, yeah. Just let him sell his supplements. Like, he's just ridiculous. He's just a ridiculous little goofball. I love listening to him for the entertainment value. He's just insane to listen to. I love listening to his rambling raves. They're just like, what the it's like, oh my god, he must have, like, had some hella DMT. Alex Jones about to go out of business, dude. No! Oh. Damn, dude. Like, oh. All the brain, like, growth factor X supplements, man. No. Damn, son. The Patriot, like, edition coffee ground coffee or whatever the fuck that was called. And, like, the Patriot blend coffee, like, whatever. Like, man, I think he's full of shit. I do too. But I support him. I like the fact that he's out there doing what the thing he is. Plus, he's entertaining. Yeah, like, I just like the fact he's just an entertaining motherfucker. Like, he's full of shit. I find, like, half of the stuff he says absolutely and utterly absurd and wrong. But, like, it's just so goddamn entertaining. It's so funny to listen to. He's just such a fucking character. It's just like, I hope he just starts, like, making more regular appearances on Alex Jones, on the Joe Rogan Experience, because I'd like to see that more. I hope Joe can do that more. Work that out. Damn. Can't believe our boy Alex. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna have to, like... There's like, I'm just gonna have to, like, revisit some Alex Jones memes now. Hitler took the DMT. Stalin took the DMT. Mao took the DMT. The DMT. He's a Gatfly. He stirs up the pot. I like his movements, so to speak. Comes heavily active in his politics. Takes over the GOP. Hey, yeah. I do kind of like the fact that he's such a adversary in politics. I do love that. Because I like that. I do love these little vast, radical little... there's one thing I do like about these little fringe movements is the fact that they're so adversarial and just, like, grind against the status quo regardless of their fucking, you know, side, essentially. Good morning. Acceleration desires to view American politics as a spectacle. Because it is.
Doing him a fan. Oh, heater back over here. You cold? You cold?
No.
Okay. Let's see, there's a heater right there.
Oh. Yeah, I saw it over there, but nah, I'm not cold.
Bro, hit a cigarette, damn it. We're gonna play miniature golf.
Oh, you're playing miniature golf?
Yeah. Yeah, smoke a cigarette, smoke some weed, and go to bed.
Hell,
6 o'clock in the morning.
for real, right? Eh. Oh my goodness. There we go. It's like I just got this annoyance right here. I just got Dillfish bullshit. Oh my god, really? There we go. Still kind of doing it. I can just, like, one side of my head just always has, like, this weird protrusion nonsense. It's ridiculous. It's like, can't you just, like, be like the rest of the head and just, like, chill up here? It's like, can we not? Fast spiders. I think I saw just big ass spiders. Take a little corner and dip over there. They are up out and about. I know there was like a couple of weeks ago, like a period, like for 3 nights in a row, there was like a fat ass spider just, chilling around. I don't know if it was a different one each night or the same one somehow getting back in, but it was huge. Well, I know there was that one time where there was one that was about to, like, crawl up my foot. I was like, what the fuck? No, no, no. And then it just kind of kept on going. And then you're like, oh shit, it's coming near me. You just went boom. And I was just like, well, I was going to capture it, but okay. Just did that. And I was like, all right. That happened. It was a big one, too. It wasn't as big.
I don't even remember that.
It was like a month ago now at this point, but yeah, but it wasn't as big as the one that was chilling out over there, or the couple of them that were over there. Who knows? Maybe it's the same one that decided to come back over here. Yeah, but I think they're either a variation of a wolf spider or like just kind of a typical brown spider. But they're pretty big, but yeah. I mean, there's just a couple of them around the house, I know, so it's whatever. They should mind their business, and I mind. Not mind it. I mind ours, and they mind theirs. As long as they don't come in the house, or else I'm capturing them and setting them out.
Is it like recluse, the one that actually bites you makes?
Oh, brown recluse. I don't think it's these ones, but yeah, those ones, they will just like fuck you up. Like I've seen like what that can like do as damage wise, and it's not pretty. They're probably building webs out of cat hair. Not in here. There's like no food for them in here. That's probably why they're all, wandering the ground if they are in here. But if they're outside, probably not. Maybe. If they're near an area with kitty traffic, chances are probably, because Bandit especially loves making adventures outside and stuff. Like I came home and he literally was like following me around, meowing at me to let him outside. Like I went in my room for a minute before I came home and he was like meow meow, like right outside my door, and I'm just like, what? He's just sitting there, just like proudly, just like, and just like that, and I'm like, oh my god, you vocal little bastard, what do you want? And then I followed him and he started like running with a little stride all the way to the back door, and I'm like, oh my god, you goofball. I picked him up and he was like, got all growly, like, no, I went outside, not being held, you son of a bitch. I'm just, it was so funny. It's just like, this cat really wanted outside, and he made sure that I knew.
Right.
Like, it was like, oh my god, okay. Following me around everywhere. I was going to do this and just kind of let him be in the background, but I was like, he's going to be really, really annoying, and I don't want to hear it. I still want to try to give him brushing at some point, because I know he really needs it.
We got brushes around. Yeah, he'll let you brush him. I don't think any other cats will. Actually.
Cleo loves it too.
Really?
But, yeah, Megan not so much. Curly, I haven't done it, but, I know Chewy loves it too. She likes that.
I'm going to bed. See you in the morning.
All right. See you in the morning.
Whatever.
You should probably wrap this up too. It is after 2. 202 222 4344 AA. Yeah, I just find myself every now and then looking down below because I'm like, if there's like a fat ass spider, I'm capturing it. If I happen to be doing it while streaming, I'll show you guys. But no, I don't think they've been around. At least not lately. Well, to be fair, there may be one at some point. Never know. It's the time of the year for them. I know orb weavers are definitely out and about. And there's probably some just right outside this door. In fact, I could probably check. Ugh. Well, there was a web, but no occupant. And Bandit is out there in the rain. Probably getting all wet and moist. Well, if there's occupant, I would have shown it off. And like, here is an orb. The mighty orb. The orb of the weave. Have like some shit prepped up for when I come back. But yeah. There we go. Boom, boom. Oh, did I hear me out from out there? Yep, I do. I'm hearing Bandit. Oh, you poor thing. Oh, you poor Bandit. Oh, are you just a wet little puss? Yeah, why? Yeah. Yeah, you are. Oh, you vocal little thing. Oh my god. Wow. Yeah, you're just like, yep. Yep, I'm just gonna have the time of my life. Mm-hmm. There we go. Oh my goodness. Wow, you're just purring another storm up now. Wow. The only cat that is legitimately okay with this. Aww. Just a boy. Oh my goodness. Look at him, oh my goodness. Oh. Just a silly boy. Just a silly boy. Just a silly. Just a silly. You're just a silly. Blah. You're just a silly boy. Meow. Yeah, but, uh-oh. Yes, buddy. Oh my goodness. You just want attention. That's just all you want right now. Oh no. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No! No! I've just... Oh, great. I have been, claimed. Fun. Oh no. Hi, buddy. Oh, hi. You're shedding so bad. Oh my god. I'm gonna just be near your head. How about that? Oh my god. Wow. Why? Why? Seriously? Yay! Just, he saw food and he went for that. I didn't like plop him down, so maybe he would leave, and he did. Oh my goodness. Even then, that gave me so much fear on me. Oh. Great. Great. Fun. And we'll give that to the spiders. They can build a web out of it. How about that? And I pocketed my torch and light as I was getting him. I was like, where'd my light and torch go? No! No! Nine! Alright, well. I'll wrap it up now, so. Peace out. See y'all next one.